You know, I thought we'd kick it a little old school before I do the 5th issue of Infidel. I think it is the last issue, thank God. And, you know, I'm ready to take off this fucking hijab I've been wearing. So I've got X-Men number 21 here. Let's just look at this cover. We've got Gambit, you know I'm into him. And we have, wait, what? Two of these bitches? 2 Psylocks, one with wavy hair and one with feathered, and they're fighting red ninjas. Red ninjas, of course, are more powerful than yellow and orange ninjas, but not white ninjas. I mean white clothed ninjas, not white guy ninjas, because the ninjutsu voodoo won't allow white people to be the best ninjas. I'm sorry to all you weebs out there, but it's just never gonna happen. You gotta have Asian DNA to be the best ninja. So let's just get into this. This, I swear to God, this comic has the only advertisements in it are for fucking Dungeons and Dragons. I don't. Look at this, Dragon of the Month, May 1995. Ooh, that is sweet. So we've got this book. It's called The Puzzle Box. I guess it's an arc or whatever. And just let's look at this bitch's face really quick. This is Psylocke, and you know what I'm noticing from doing the drawings from How to Draw the Marvel Way? Small, tiny features. Small eyes, small noses, small lips, and we got a lot of forehead, and we got a lot of cheeks. Forehead and cheeks are the most important areas on a head. Everything else, let's bring it down. Let's just make it really small. I don't want to be able to see expressive eyes. Just get it really small. I just want to have an inkling that she is capable of breathing correctly. Okay? I just need a little bit of a nose. So we see that she called herself Betsy Braddock, but, you know, she obviously needed a new name, because Betsy, that's a little old school. That's a little whack. As a telepathic mutant, codenamed Psylocke, she has been their friend, their companion, and their fellow warrior. Honestly, I don't really have any memories of Psylocke in anything. Like, I remember when What's-Her-Face got cast and people were like, Psylocke, and I was like, who? Cool. Whatever. And apparently, 6 seconds ago, the X-Men discovered everything they thought they knew about her was a lie. And one burning question now's at them, posed by a gravelly, smoke-stained voice. Now we see, obviously Wolverine's going to be asking the question here. What do you think the question's going to be? Don't cheat, don't cheat. What could Wolverine, how could he ask Psylocke, is she a fucking liar? Is she an imposter? How does he phrase it? You're wrong. I'm telling you, you're fucking wrong and you couldn't have guessed it. So, Bets, just who the heck are you? Who the heck? What? Who? That's so uncharacteristic of... Look at that. Who the heck? And everybody's just like, oh man, Logan, what the fuck happened? Why did you say it like that? It's very oddly phrased. But everybody's confused and she's like, look, you know who I am. You know who I am, bitch. And, Jean Grey says, you've been accused of being an agent for a Japanese underworld crime lord named Neri. Now look, I never got that she was Asian. Straight up. She doesn't look at her eyes. They're the exact same width as Jean Grey, and as far as I know, Jean Grey is as white as the driven snow. So, yeah, she's Japanese, I guess. And also, you can be Japanese if you want to as well. But we see what's causing all the confusion here is we got another Betsy Braddock, but this one has feathered hair. And you can't have 2 people. You can't have 2 fucking people here. So I'm gonna ask you, which do you prefer? I'm gonna go with wavy. I'm gonna go with the wavy-haired one. Feathering. She's gonna be spending so much of the X money on product, and it's just, and she, you know, she's gonna be swishing her head around all the time, and it's like, bitch, we're trying to, like, not get murdered all the time, and you're trying to look like fucking Lionel Richie? Like, come on. And, yeah, look at, I'll skip that, but look at this fucking Dragon of the Month shit. Jesus Christ. And then more. So, Professor X, he can't see any differences between them, and he says that he would need to penetrate. I don't know if he says penetrate, but I got that vibe. Penetrate their minds to be able to see what their differences are. Because at first, like, glance into their minds, they're exactly the same. And Psylocke's like, you're not gonna fucking noodle around in my noodle. And and Feathered Psylocke is like, you can get in, you can fuck my mind, Professor X. I like men with polio legs. She actually does say that, and it was a little weird and awkward because everybody was in the room. Jubilee was there, and Jubilee was like, huh, what's polio? And then Wolverine murdered Jubilee because she should know what polio is. I mean, just because you're young doesn't mean... Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Was this 5 fucking pages of this dragon shit? Oh my God! But that is... I'm sorry, 93. That's a fucking... Look at that tight body on that dragon of a month. Even more! Gee. Oh, I can get a free novel. So, this one... This Psylocke, real Psylocke, wavy Psylocke, Psylocke confirmed wavy, she's like, look, nobody ever liked me, and then we got this bitch showing up, looking for a fight, and of course, she wants to throw down, and this is what you have to do. If you are a twin, or you just have 2 things that are competing for the same position, you gotta have them fight to the death. I mean, don't you know that all twins end in this scenario? You can't have another person out there walking around looking like you. You just can't. That would... Oh my God. That would be such a mindfuck for me. Even if my twin lived far, far away, I'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing out there with my fucking face? Or what if this? What if you got 2 girlfriends? The only way to solve that problem is fight to the death. Fight to the death. I feel like it's a little out of style these days, but I guarantee you it's going to be a lot easier than, you know, solving your problems through words, or, you know, settling your differences amicably. Fight to the death. This is what you gotta do. But Charles, he stops it, because, what? Because why? What the fuck? He likes Psylocke, and then there are 2 of them, so he's like, double the Psylocke. But it's like, you can't fuck anybody with polio legs, you know what I'm saying? Jesus, you're gonna, like... I'm just trying to imagine him trying to have sex in the hover wheelchair, and I can't picture it, so therefore he doesn't. So, Wolverine, he's like, Chuck, can we talk? What the fuck? Fight to the death, even I know. Chuck, who the heck are you? Who the heck? That is just mind-boggling to me that somebody's like, what did Wolverine say? Who the heck? He calls him out of the room. Yeah, you can't fuck a bitch on that. You cannot fuck a bitch on that, I'm sorry. Chuck, I'm sorry, it ain't happening. So, Wolverine, he's like, what does he say? He says, their scents are the same. And different. I don't know. I didn't look in the background, but I feel like it's weird to look at the previous panels and just imagine Wolverine's like, just inhaling fucking deep. And everybody's like, yeah, it's really weird when he does that, but we just learned not to bring it up. And he's like, look, there's only one way we're going to find out the truth. Let me smell them without any clothes on. Okay, just get my nose in their orifices. It's the only way. And he's, but Chuck's like, no, let's not let these women be raped by your nose. And to a lesser extent, your cigar, because if your nose is down in there, your cigar is definitely going to be down in there. Indeed, we have to go back to the source. We have to find this Jigoku. That's not racist at all. Crime lord. Nexium. And in order to do that, we have to journey to Japan. And I feel like Wolverine is always trying to find a way to get to Japan. I know he has the whole history with Japan and everything. But I feel like maybe Wolverine's like a little bit of a weeb. Like, just a little bit of a weeb. I'm just saying, I feel like every time Magneto pops up, he's like, you know what we need to do? We need to go to Japan. He's like always trying to get to Japan. And I'm just looking at him and I'm like, how many kimonos do you own? How many kimonos is too many kimonos for a grown man to own? I feel like even one kimono is too many. Especially him. I'm sorry, Wolverine, but you don't get to wear silky stuff. You look like this. You know, you forfeit your right to silk, velour, satin. It's only like scratchy cotton for you. But I'm just saying, maybe Wolverine is a weeb. I don't know. I feel like he has a sword collection. Meanwhile, our boy Cyclops is in Anchorage, Alaska, which I've actually been there, and I fucking hate it. But the thing is, I went when I was 14, so anytime I hear Alaska, I think I fucking hate Alaska. But then in parentheses, it's like, but do you really? As I've said before, I can't trust my younger self's opinion on anything. But I did not have that great a time. Do I blow it out of proportion with the hate? Probably. I enjoyed them not having taxes on things. But I did not like all the goddamn sunlight. I went when the fucking moon was nowhere. It was sunny all the time, and it just, that part was fucking ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, Alaska. Stop doing that shit. Cut it out. It's not a selling point. But apparently Scott Summers is from Alaska. I thought he was from, like, Middle America or something. But he's meeting up with his grandparents because I guess he's having a little bit of an identity crisis. So when you do that, you go to Alaska. And you just find some grandparents, I guess. But they're yelling at Scott. This is obviously Cyclops. No doubt about it. Why is this fucking guy waving at his grandparents? How many grandchildren do these fucking imposters have? I'm just saying. So, apparently, our boy Scott here, he feels hollow inside. And he wants to tell him everything that's going on. He doesn't even remember the cabin. He doesn't even really remember the cabin. Oh no, Scott. I feel like you got bigger fish to fry, but whatever. And then it cuts to this random scene that doesn't really matter, but I will show you. It's like this group of people called the Dark Riders. And let's just look at this. Foxbat. Okay, I've got all I need to know that you guys fucking suck dick, Foxbat. Foxbat, that's what you're going with? I like foxes. I like bats. And I refuse to choose between the both of them. What about Bat Fox? No, Foxbat definitely is the superior choice in that, but what? And we got this Green Goblin looking guy. Let's just look at these names. Diminutive Synapse. Nope. Tusk. I can get down with Tusk. Gauntlet. Barrage. And they're going on a thing where they're looking for a new member. They find this fucking guy. He looks like something from They Live, but you know what, that shit, it doesn't matter. We're back, we're headed to Tokyo, Japan. We're seeing this guy who is having some sexy times with, you know what, I just realized? It's a perfect ratio, 3 men, 3 ladies. I would think that this guy would be more into the ladies, but you know what, it's Japan. They're even more repressed? I don't know, maybe to like fuck a woman, he has to have at least 2 more dudes looking at him just because of the shame. The shame involved in having bodily functions, you know. You know how it is. Japs. But, just guess what this guy's name is. You're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Guess what his name is? Sebastian Shaw. Oh, fucking come on. That seems like something that would be in like a terrible movie where you talk to a guy on the phone and you know him as Sebastian Shaw and then you finally meet him in real life and he's Japanese as fuck and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. And you have to like try to keep it cool even though Japanese people shouldn't be called Sebastian. You can maybe have the first name Sebastian, but you gotta be called like Sebastian Suzuki or some shit so I know what I'm dealing with here. But apparently this guy killed his father. Again, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. We're dealing, if you've already forgotten, which I totally have already forgotten, we're dealing with Psylocke and the other Psylocke. So they've traveled to this ancestral home of the Kanagawa whose fucking house is this? Apparently Wavy, no, this is Wavy. Feathered Psylocke was held captive in a place and she's accusing this Psylocke of stealing her identity and everything. But, like, you guys still are a perfect match looks-wise, and your brain map is remarkably similar. You smell similar, so I just feel like it's not really... Look, you can steal my identity, but you won't be a fucking perfect match for me. So they get there, they're looking for people, they fight a couple ninjas, they find 2 doors, and they go through them, and oh god, what the fuck, what could be in there? What did they see? Oh my god, a painting! Bet you weren't expecting to see a painting in a Japanese home, were ya? Like, everybody's so fucking surprised. But let's be... Okay, so her story is she was held captive here, and she got raped all the time. Like, I'm not even showing you the caption bubbles where she's detailing vicious Japanese bukkake gang rape, because it's just too much for me. We all have our limits. And she even has, like, cum bubbles sometimes, along with her dialogue boxes. It's fucking crazy. 1993 was wild. So they open up these doors where she's like, hey, this is where I was held captive. And then we see this painting, which, fucking bombshell, right? That there's a painting of her, but it looks more like wavy. So I don't know, I don't really understand. So she said she was held captive here, and there's a painting of her here. Like, come on. Come on, I feel like there should be more shit here. Okay, skip a couple pages. Who gives a shit? They mentioned something called the Upstart competition. I don't know what that is. Sounds like some business type stuff. And they're talking, they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And Beast, he's trying to, you know, mediate the situation. But you know what happens when you stop just punching bitches? You get fucking stabbed with the sword by the Silver Samurai. And I gotta tell you, Silver Samurai, I know samurais are not known for, you know, camouflaging and, you know, stealth nature like ninjas are, but I'm gonna see you coming a mile away, especially if it's sunny. Come on. How did you guys not just see lights glinting off of his shit at all times? Yeah, this one was not that great. A painting.